Welcome to the Bread and Bible podcast. I'm Haley.
I'm Spencer.
We're the Boyds together. What do we talk about this time? The ministry of being a family. So my first question is...
Yeah.
Right there on the screen for you to read. But I will ask you the question anyways. Why is a good family so important to doing ministry well? And this is what I meant by this at the time was twofold. One was, why do you need to be a part of a good family in order to do ministry well? But also, why do you need to have a good family?
Yeah.
As both as a kid and as a parent, kind of a thing. So it's
okay.
So why is being a part of a good family so important for doing ministry? And also, why is having a good family, like having obedient children and stuff like that? So it's kind of twofold. That's how I was going at it. But you can go at it whatever angle.
Go at it from whatever angle I like.
Yes.
Well.
I think I know exactly what angle you're going to go at it.
Well, I'll start with from a parent's perspective. The only reason that it's good to have a good family, important to have a good family for doing ministry well, is because the Bible tells us so.
Because you have to.
Yes, the qualifications for an elder is to have their children to follow the Lord and to be right in the faith.
We should probably find that verse.
Yeah, that verse is
you can keep talking while
it's
I'm finding
probably in Timothy.
I think it is in Timothy.
Yeah. So the qualifications for an elder. It's in. I think it's in Second Timothy. Wait, it's probably in First Timothy. Anyways, we'll find it. But it's important because if your family, I mean, he says it there. If how can a man manage God's house when he cannot manage his own household? If you're not managing your household well.
I found it.
Yep.
Okay, 1 Timothy 3:4 is the verse. I lost it. Okay. He must manage his own household well, and this is anyone who aspires to the office of overseer.
Or elder.
Or elder, yes. But it is somewhat broad, but I think that means elder directly. He must manage his own household well with all dignity, keeping his children submissive. For if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he care for God's church?
Yes.
Yep. That.
So that lays it out pretty well there. If you don't know how to manage your own household, if you're not following the Lord in how you're raising your family, how can you raise a church or oversee a church and be able to manage be able to manage it well. So that's the main thing there. As far as for children, I mean, it's kind of the opposite reason, because it's good as a child to have a good family because it strengthens you and you get raised in the fear and admonition of the Lord, as Moses instructed the people of Israel in Deuteronomy to teach by the way. So when you're laying down, when you're walking, when you're coming and going, write the law of the Lord on the doorposts of your house. That kind of thing. It's like you just get, if you're in a good family, then you're going to be starting so far ahead of everybody else in life. Just from even just a practical standard of work ethic. Christians have the highest work ethic in the world, if they're true Christians, because they are not working from a position of failure. They're actually working from a position of grace.
Well, and that's an interesting thing because I think people often use the whole grace thing to say, well, I work harder than, like, non believers would say, I work harder than you because I have something to prove. Like, they're almost like, well, I work harder because I have to in order to prove myself. And so people act like if you have grace, then you don't try as hard because, well, there's just grace, you know? When in reality, it's the exact opposite because if you have grace, you're already forgiven and like, you're already worthy. You don't have to prove it. So it's like what you're saying with failure. It's like people who are trying to prove themselves are actually working from a place of failure. Like they've already failed and they're trying to prove that they haven't or something. So it's like it's a very discouraging way to work because you don't actually think you're ever going to make it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And those people don't ever actually make it. Like no matter how successful you are, you still feel like a failure. And so that's why people who are Christian work harder and who have grace work harder because there's freedom in it, and it's like you have the freedom to fail, and it's okay because you're not a failure, even though you still feel like a failure sometimes. It's like you're not actually a failure, and God has already accepted you, even if you don't do an amazing job. And then that's all the more reason to do an amazing job. Like God's kindness leads us to repentance.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Well, I was going to say on that topic of being in a good family, because I am in a good family and I was raised in a good family, um, is that like my whole life and community and friends and everything was church. And I went to school and I did sports and other things, but like most of my life centered around church. And we served on Sunday and we did all the extra stuff. And I never saw that as like, oh, it's so hard to serve, you know, because it was fun. And that was my childhood, was serving at church. And so now it's like if I'm not serving, I feel weird. It's like, but that's where the fun is. Yeah, that's where the action's at, you know. Got to be serving. And so that I think is the good foundation that we're talking about, where it's not just like, well, you'll learn to work hard. It's like you will, and you'll have lots of fun because it's just better. So that's the like we want to now combining the two things. As parents, we in the future when our baby starts serving because she does not currently serve at 11 months. Um, we're getting there. I know it's a little behind, but
I think she could be.
She could be serving.
She could definitely be serving.
She does serve. She blesses people with her cute smile.
She blesses people.
Yep. So anyways.
She can be the perfect greeter.
Yeah, and just so happy to see you. Anyways, but yes, once she starts like getting to that age to serve, it's like we want to make it fun to where it's not just like, well, you have to do this because we have to be, you know, a good family that is a good example. And it's like, well, you do want to be a good example. But being a good example means like having fun. And so then people see that you're having fun and you're enjoying doing this, you know. It's like it's actually not a good example to have a bunch of well-behaved children that have like fear in their eyes all the time because the wrath of mom will fall if they get out of line, you know.
Yeah, and I mean that's something that our pastor John Lovell talks about is that religion, so law without love, always produces rebellious kids. As soon as they turn 18, they fly the coop and they run. They sow their wild oats, as they say.
So many. What is that called? So
idioms.
Idioms, yes.
Yes.
Anyway.
So, yeah, it's not good to be working from a point of this is the law. We follow this because we have to. It's a law. It's a law of grace. We understand that God gave us this wonderful gift of salvation through His Son, and we accept it with grace. And we because we love Him, we follow His law, not because we have to in order to be saved. We are already saved, and now we are following His law because He saved us.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Good.
Are we ready for the next question?
I don't know. Are you?
Yeah. I mean, it's right there. It's in bold letters. Okay. Um, how does our culture attempt to isolate individuals from their family? This is again for both children and parents, respectively. So, like, children, they're obviously trying to isolate children because they're trying to, like, pull them away.
Yeah.
So, why is that so significant? Like, because it's almost like it proves that families are significant, because the devil's scheme is to get kids away from the family,
Yep.
But at the same time, they want to separate parents from their kids, seeing them as, like, taking out the relational piece.
Yep.
Of, like, this is somebody that you want to have as a future friend when they're an adult. It's like they're not a kid, they're a future adult. And they are currently a kid, but it's like you're raising somebody who's going to live the rest of their life without you, and you want them to want to hang out with you. Like, that part is totally missed in the culture. They're like, yeah. I think that the culture at large and non-believers in general are kind of floundering in the parenting area.
Mm-hmm.
But that's being utilized by, the government schools to just pull them away, because, like, parents don't know what they're doing. We'll tell them, hey, we'll keep your kids for 8 hours for free. And yeah, there's always something. It's always something in that.
It's not free. You pay property taxes.
Yeah, it's true. We'll have everybody pay for your kids' education. But no, and also it's also not free because you have to pay for all the, like, extracurricular stuff and things, and it actually doesn't.
They get your money.
It is cheaper.
Yes.
But anyways, is it worth it? But yeah, so how are we all being isolated, basically, is the question. And why?
Yeah, well, I mean, you talked about it there with kids in public schools, is that the government, the state, is pulling the kids away from their parents. And Jesus talks about the hearts of the sons being turned away from the hearts of the fathers, and the hearts of the fathers being turned away from the hearts of the sons. That's something that he saw coming, obviously, because he's God.
Well, and he said that he would do that, basically. Like,
that he would,
like, Christianity would do that. So
yes.
It's like, if you believe,
well, yeah,
then it turns you away from the unbeliever, even if they're your own family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he talks about that, where if you love me, you must hate your, basically hate your family. And the way that we explain that is that it's how you respond to your family would look like hate compared to the love that you would have to have for Jesus.
Yeah.
So, but I want to get to that part about turning the hearts of the fathers and the sons away from each other. Is that, in our modern day and age, school public school is a novelty. It's a very new experiment.
Experiment house.
It's
that's my favorite.
Yeah.
From the one we're reading right now, Silverchair.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Their school is a co-ed school, and it's called Experiment House. And I love it. C.S. Lewis is just jabbing.
What do they teach these kids?
What do they teach kids at these schools? Anyways, continue.
Yes. So, but they pump these schools full of all these ideologies that are completely contrary to what their parents were taught in the same schools, which is so interesting. It seems so counterproductive, but that's kind of the point. Is that they're turning the hearts of the fathers away from the sons, and the sons away from the fathers, in order to isolate us. Yes, but why are we being isolated? That's a different discussion.
Yeah.
And in the modern day, working a hard work ethic, you have to have. I mean, the cost of living is so high that some families in certain places have to have both spouses working even if their kids are in public school, not just daycare. Like
Yeah.
daycare is kind of a
Expensive.
scam.
Yeah.
But if their
It's
kids
like
are in
the whole
public
income.
school,
It's the whole second income just goes to daycare.
yeah, if they're in public school, you're not paying that daycare expenses, but then you have to have both spouses working in order to pay for your
Mhm.
groceries, your gas money, your car, your house. I mean, the cost of living in some of these places is just outrageous.
Mhm.
And so that's pulling both the parents out of the home.
Mhm.
And that's taking them away from the family for such a long period of time that it's isolating you from the family. So when you get home, you've been at work all day, and because you care about yourself, you want to sit and chillax on the couch. And when both parents are doing that, it's setting
Mhm.
an example to the kids of, oh, this is what I do at home.
Yep.
And so they just go into their bedroom, they sit on their phone, they scroll their life away 7 hours a day
Crazy.
on average.
It's crazy. I think it's more than that too. For,
Yeah.
like the younger, it's crazy. Well, and they, I watched this video about why two incomes is a scam, and that one of them was, one is just you get used to your standard of living. So that's, I mean, that's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like technically you could make it on one income, but like it wouldn't be smart for you at this point because now you're in debt. um, but also part of it was the convenience fee, is what he called it. So it's like, yeah, if both parents are exhausted, you're gonna order takeout more often. It's like you're just, it's like, even though maybe you could both make dinner and take turns making dinner, neither of you want to some nights, most nights. So then it's like it ends up costing you that convenience fee a lot more than it would otherwise. Or if you're both working and your kid needs to go somewhere, you have to like pay somebody to drive them, and or just have friends. But you know, it's all those hidden costs of having two people working. Um, or but then the alternative is if you just have one income, but that one person has to work like 50 hours a week or more, um, in order to be on one income, then it's like, well, then now that person is a little isolated from the family.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you have to make an effort to spend time together.
Yep.
Because that's also, there's also a value in like, yeah, it's like a lot of people stress. Well, I guess people I'm around and following, because I am a stay-at-home mom. Um, they really stress the mom being at home because it's a very good thing, and I think it really impacts kids in their lives. But it also it comes at a cost because now dad's home less, you know, um, and so that's really important too. It's like if all the kids remember is that dad was just gone, but it's like, but mom was home, you know. It's like, well, you need both, and there's a balance. um, and obviously I think it's what matters to you and what you want to prioritize, and there's seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like right now you're working a lot because
Yep.
you're working a lot, and
There's
it's
a
like,
there's a time for everything in
yeah,
Ecclesiastes 3.
and we only have one baby right now, and we're soon to have two. um, but they won't remember this time specifically. So of all the times to be working 50 hours a week, now's the time, because they're not like, where's dad, you know. It's like, and you do still get to be home every evening and
Mm-hmm.
have dinner with us, and
Yep.
like, not like, actually a lot of people don't have that, like getting to have dinner as a family
Mm-hmm.
every night. That doesn't happen for most people. And so the
Yep.
fact that we're still able to keep that a thing, and we should always be able to keep that a thing at least a portion of the nights, you know. Once there's sports and jobs and things and all that, but that's another season, you know. And
Yep.
it's the kids you're trying to keep home. Like, come back. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways.
And that's one of those things, is that, community is important, and your first community is going to be your family. And if you're not there with your family, well, then, if you're going to a ton of men's events and not spending time with your family, you should probably consider going to one less men's event that month and spending a little bit more time with your family, because that's your first ministry.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not there for your family, somebody else is going to be there, and that's your that's an abdication. That's what Adam did in the garden. He wasn't there to intercede and stop the serpent from
He was
from
there,
telling
but he
lies.
didn't show up.
Yes, he didn't show up.
Yep.
He didn't do his job. So you don't want to be like Adam.
Don't be that guy.
Um,
Anyways. Yep.
but and we could go into lengthy discussion about why the devil wants to isolate everyone and what that means for our society.
Because you're very vulnerable by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in brief, he wants to isolate you because it's easier to attack one person than it is to attack a whole village.
Well, and also especially a family, like a strong family.
Yeah.
Because since that's the way God designed it, if you're operating in a strong family, you're very well protected.
If you're in a good family, you'll have a hedge of protection around you at all times anyways.
Well, and I think that one of the dangers because I remember being a teenager, wasn't that long ago, and it was like, I thought that it was so fun to go out and do stuff, right? But my parents always stressed the like that I was still under their protection, that I was still under their authority, and that was a safety thing. That was a safe place to be. And so I feel like that's the tendency is to like, oh, I want to go out and do things, and be my own person. It's that whole autonomy thing that we all just really want to go and be our own person. But at the end of the day, you need other people, and your friends are not a good protection. It's like, yeah. So then on the other side for the kids, like, actually, that's why it works, is because kids also kind of want to be isolated. Because if their parents haven't done a good job of giving them opportunities to, like, be a self-starter or be autonomous in a sense, like, feel that individuality of what they're good at, what they want to do, all that stuff. If their parents haven't given them that opportunity, then they'll go find it. And so then, the public schools and the social media and all the things just feed off of that need. It's already there. And then as we get older and we get married and we move on to our own families and we're like, we're going to do our own thing. It's like there's always that tendency. And that's why it's a good tactic by the devil. And he only has like 3 tactics. And that's one of them, is to isolate you, because it works, because we're weak in that area. But it's amazing how much good community really changes things, Anyways. Anything else to say about that?
I don't think so.
Cool. Third and final question.
Third and final.
This is a personal question.
Personal question.
And it's partially because all this talk of how should parents be, and it's like, okay, we are technically parents. We are. But we have been parents for 11 months. So I feel like we should bring it back, like bring it down to, okay, what are we actually doing right now? You know? Because all of this is theorizing. We're all theorizing about the future. But what about right now? What are we doing to try and stay connected and stay serving, being intentional? And not just letting it happen to us was the phrase I used, because I think a lot of people just let parenting happen to them when they have a baby. It's like you're just surviving. And we had that surviving time. I feel like we got past it pretty quickly. I mean, we kind of just forced ourselves. We're like, we're getting out there, we're doing it, we're gonna go live life anyways.
We had an easy baby.
Turns out, we have an easy baby. But turns out it's fine, So anyways, that transition is different for everybody. You have different lengths of the survival phase. But so what are we doing, and what should you do? What are we doing? What should we be doing? What should we not be doing? Kind of in this like tiny baby, almost two babies phase.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest things is that we've continued to serve at our local church. We have not really stopped. There was a
There was
little
a
bit.
1 week for you, 2 weeks for me.
Yep, 1 week for me, 2 weeks for Haley. But we just continued to serve, and there's a few things that we've learned just over the past few months. Is that number one? I think the biggest thing is that it's not sustainable for both of us to be serving in the same
Yes.
facet or same
time
on a Sunday. So for example, I do sound at our local church, and so I'm very busy during before church, during worship practice, and then during worship, and I get a kind of a break during the sermon. Usually I've set that up so that it's pretty much just a unmute and let it do its thing. But Haley does some worship stuff, and so
some worship stuff. I
stuff.
play piano and I sing.
Yes, you play piano and sing.
So vague. Worship stuff.
So when we're
cool
both
stuff
serving,
understand.
so when we're both serving at the same time, I'm doing sound, she's doing worship. Well, who's got the baby? And
some teenage girl.
Yes.
It's a problem.
And sometimes it's not. I don't. Evelyn was not happy about that all the time.
She's getting a lot better.
But she's getting a lot better. It was not sustainable for us to continue to do that. So.
Well, and even now, I just feel bad leaving her with somebody. It's like, we're the parents. We should be holding her, or at least watching her. Even though we do put her in childcare during the service because that's good practice, and because we're gonna need help in a little bit here when we have two of them. But it's like, if I can do the job, I should do the job because I know her best. I'm gonna be able to do it best. I'm kind of her favorite person, So it's like and you're her second favorite person, and so it's like we should be doing it if we can, instead of just offloading it to somebody because we both need to be serving.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a balance, I think.
And it's also not sustainable for somebody to serve every single Sunday for months and months on end. So it gives me a break from serving. I get to hang out with my favorite daughter.
You can say that for a little while longer because now you're having a son, so she can be your favorite daughter and he can be your favorite son, and then you'll have another daughter or son, and you'll have to stop.
And then I'll have to stop saying favorite, but
you just gotta use the age at that point. You're my favorite, 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, I get a little break, and then same thing for Haley. I mean, she gets to have a break from serving on worship team whenever I'm on sound, which is every
all the time.
every other Sunday.
And that's why it's so good because then it forces you to not be scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, so there's definitely a balance. You can't just do everything.
Yep.
And especially not in the baby phase. Like, there was a time when I literally did everything I possibly could.
Yeah.
Because I was single. I was in college, like Bible college, and it was like, I'm here. Might as well show up as long as the doors are open. Like, I'm just here. Now, it's not that way because at the time, my first ministry was right there because I didn't have a family to take care of. And my parents moved across the country. And so it's like, my my job now, my main job has changed. So I can't just be at the church constantly because it's not my main job anymore. It's my side job at this point. It's like my main job is to take care of my baby. And so priorities change, and it's like being okay with that is good because it's like I'm the want to do it all kind of person. and just assuming, okay, I can handle it. It's like, okay, I actually need help understanding that, like, I can't handle it sometimes, and that's okay. Like, it's good, actually, that you can't do everything and nobody's expecting you to. And they're not telling you you're weak if they say you should just take a break.
Yeah.
So that is good.
Yep.
And it's a balance.
If you serve too much, you'll get burnout. And when you get burnout, then you have to take a longer break in order to recover.
It's true.
And if you burn out, then it could be catastrophic, depending on your position.
Mm-hmm.
If you're burning out on security, that's really not a good idea. You should take a break if you feel a little burned out.
Secure.
You will not be a very good security man. You will probably end up profiling the wrong person, missing somebody that you should have totally gotten. And that goes for everything. We want to strive for excellence. We don't want to settle for less. So I'm always trying to sound a little bit better, whether I know what I'm doing or not.
Yep.
So I'm trying to figure things out, but I need breaks, or else I'll go crazy.
Well, and knowing what your priorities are when you're deciding where your energy should go. So it's like, yeah, like we were saying, serving a church is awesome, and you should be doing that, even if you have kids. It's like, and even more so because you want to be a good example. But you also need to remember what your priorities are so that you put your main energy where it's supposed to go. And if something needs to go, it's going to be the stuff on the outer edges of that priority list. So, yeah. Anything else? I'm trying to think.
I feel like we should talk about something more because our podcast is only 30 minutes, right?
38 minutes. What else could we talk about? We could talk about why we're starting this podcast.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Why are we starting this podcast?
Because we want to sit in a really, really warm closet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole point.
No. I don't know. Why do we want to start this podcast? I feel like, it was originally kind of my idea. And then I was like, hey, what if we started a podcast? And you were like, eh. And then a couple months later, you were like, hey, what if we started a podcast? And I was kind of like, eh. So I guess we're coming back around here. We've both decided, hey, what if we started a podcast? So, I don't know. I'll ask you, why did we start this podcast?
Well, I think we probably started this podcast, and this is just a guess. I think we probably started this podcast, one, because it's just fun.
Yeah.
We get our thoughts down, and we get to talk about things that we're interested in, and hopefully that's helpful to other people. And we feel pretty passionate about things. I feel like I have a call on my life to teach and to be at some point in pastoral ministry. I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I feel that call, and so I feel like this would be good practice. Get all my
get your wiggles out.
Get all my wiggles out.
I love that phrase.
Just get some practice. Nothing too crazy. This is not legal advice. This is not even pastoral advice.
Put the disclaimer: we don't know anything. We're in our 20s. Please don't quote us and like base your life off of it.
Yeah, but if you find anything helpful,
there you go.
That's awesome. We would love to be a resource. We'd love to share what we're learning, because when you're in a certain phase of life, you're learning something that you're really excited about, and you want to tell other people about it. And the same person that may have learned that at the same age that you did may not have may not have told other people how to do that,
or they learned it much later.
or they
and they're
learned it
like,
much
oh,
later.
I'm so glad
They
you're learning that right now.
they wish that they had learned it sooner. And but not only that, they might have forgotten it, and it's something that's particular to a certain season of life.
Yep.
So.
Well, yeah, and I think that because I also feel like teaching is one of those things I love doing, and that's why I'm excited to homeschool, because it's actually going to be really fun for me, but also and also be super hard, but also fun. This is also my third podcast. I just realized that it's the third podcast I've been a part of.
Wow.
So I'm pretty much a professional podcaster, except nobody's paying me. We don't make any money. But, anyways, so apparently this is my thing, is that I make podcasts. But no, I do think that it's a good way to get your thoughts out, and I think you should be teaching as you're learning. That's another part of it, is that, like, you don't have to know everything in order to teach. And in fact, if you know everything, you're probably not going to be the best teacher, because it was so long ago that you learned it that it's hard for you to relate to the people who are learning it. And so they say that the people who are always learning are the ones that are the best teachers, because they're like in the middle of it themselves. And I feel like people misunderstand that, because the amount of times I've like learned something new in a job and I'm like, hey, I learned how to do this better and this is how I do this. And I show somebody and they're like deeply offended that I told them they're doing it terribly, which is not what I was saying. But they're looking at me like, you think you're better than me now because you learned how to do this better. And it's like, no, I just learned, I'm excited, and I want to tell you about it, you know? And so I think that as you're learning is the best time to teach, because it's very close and personal for you, and then you're more likely to relate to somebody else who's about to learn it, you know, like who's in that learning phase. So anyways, that's why I think it's like, yeah, we don't know everything, and we're probably going to listen to this and be like, wow, we're such youngins, you know. It's
when we look
great.
back on this, it's gonna be probably embarrassing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be like, what were we doing? That was so
who knows?
awkward.
There's probably gonna be quite a few theological changes in my life that I'll look back on this and think that
maybe
was stupid.
Maybe one day you'll be a pedo Baptist.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
And I'll have to come back and apologize for everything that I said.
But you can't, like, that's how it is. And so if you wait until you have perfect theology to talk about theology, you'll never have good theology, because you have to learn it by doing it. And you know, it's like, if you're not testing it and bouncing it off of things, then, you know, who knows if it's any good.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yep. It's always good to learn from people of all ages. Do not let anyone look down on you because you are young.
Yep.
Paul
Classic.
tells Timothy. So we're not going to let anybody look down on us, but we're going to take the advice of our elders as well. Be humble and kind.
Well, because even though, like, I feel like we've been given a lot of information, like we've been given a lot of good resources growing up in the families and the churches that we have grown up in. And so it's like, we have a lot of resources, but we don't have a lot of experience. And already you realize, especially having a baby, you realize that all the things you thought you knew and all the theories and the YouTube videos you watched are nothing compared to actually having a baby. And I feel like that is just life in general. So that's why the people who are older are like, they're telling you these things of like, I wish I would have known this, and like, you know, this was crazy when this happened, and they actually just have more life experience. And so, but they can learn from the younger people who are in that learning phase who have more resources, you know, because there are definitely older people who learn from younger people just because the younger ones are better equipped. But I think that there's a special kind of learning from your elders because like they only gained that through life experience. You know, it's like they may have been given terrible resources, but now they learned from it, and they don't want you to do what they did, and they're telling you that, you know. So it's like, I think that there's a special kind of learning and just respect for your elders. But I don't think it's disrespectful to your elders at all to realize that you've been given a lot, and you should, you know, pour that back into people and try to be helpful and be a blessing and that sort of thing. But yeah, it has to be all in respect, because you don't want to be like, well, yeah, you're older, but I know more. It's like, well, you may know more facts. There's a good chance you know some facts that some other people don't know, that they know some facts that you don't know. But it's the experience that you're honoring in that sense. Anyways.
Yep. As Solomon says, the old man's gray hair is his crown.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I think that's a wrap.
Well, we should explain the name.
The name?
You always gotta explain the name.
Well, here, you can explain the name.
Okay.
Hold
I gotta hold it.
Yep, because my arm's tired.
Hopefully I didn't push the mute button. I don't think I did. Well, the name was it is an alliteration. It's actually because what I said was that I'm the bread and you're the Bible. Because I make bread and stuff and other wheat related things, and then you talk about theology a lot and want to do those things, so together we are the bread and the Bible. It's like Pinky and the Brain.
Totally.
I don't know, because that doesn't work, because we're both smart.
Yeah.
So, and we're not mice. Anyways, I've actually never seen that show.
Pinky and the Brain.
Did you ever see that show?
I did not. No.
Yeah, I think we're too young.
Yep.
Anyways, but it was referenced.
I did watch Gilligan's Island, though.
Right.
That's even older.
Yeah. So that's so that you can claim.
Take that,
millennials. But anyways, yeah. So it's basically just. It's also, if I had to come up with a philosophical thing behind it, we literally did what Kyle did with Stitch.
Yeah.
Which was, this sounds cool, and then let's make it mean something. That's kind of what we're doing here. It's like, hey, this is an alliteration. It kind of makes sense, because I make bread and you talk about Bible. But also, if we had to make it have some philosophy, it's because it's like the practical and the theological, bread is a very practical life need, and theology is something that's more theory, but it can be practical, like bread. Anyways.
Well, proper theology is always practical.
Yes, so it's bread for the soul. Yes. Anyways, I think there's a Bible verse I could quote right there. Anywho, it's getting warm in here. I think we should be done.
Yep.